So the last complaint that I want to mention is my complaint to the U.S. Department of Education. And that complaint was sent in April 2023. And it was received in April 2023 because it was electronic. I received feedback from my daughter's complaint from Miss Andrea Del Monte, one of the team attorneys there who was handling my daughter's case. So I received a phone call from Miss Del Monte, and we talked for an extended period of time, and I was telling her what's going on, and she told me to send her more information. So I sent all the information that she requested. Soon after, I got a call from Miss Shannon Zipkin, who is a paralegal who was handling my son's case, and she had lots and lots of questions. We talked for over an hour. And same thing, she asked me to send a lot more documentation. So I did. So I was like thinking, okay, we are getting somewhere because there must be an investigation going on. They're asking me for all of this information. I mean, otherwise, why would you ask for anything? So periodically, I would follow up for an update. And basically, I was just told that, oh, we're still working on it. It takes time and whatnot. So now we're going into about 19 or 20 months since this has been all pending. And I didn't think there would be much to do because they asked me to send a copy of the state complaints. And I sent both of the finalized state complaints. Since they were already confirmed violations, that would make everything much easier, I thought. But I still, to date, have not received any information regarding an update. So in April 2024, I sent them a demand letter. Hey, look, send me something. Let me know what's going on because I've been waiting a year now. And I understand it could take time, but now we're going into 2 years. So this was giving me a high index of suspicion that this was like some type of connection with Howard County, that they were just trying to hold them over until whatever dates and statutes of limitation passed by. Another reason I believe that Howard County and the United States Department of Education were somehow in cahoots was because every single time the attorney from U.S. Department of Education or the paralegal Ms. Zipkin would open my email, Howard County would in turn start opening emails. And there were times where things had died down, no emails were open for weeks. Then all of a sudden, the U.S. Department of Education opened an email, and then Howard County started opening emails. Everything was in sync. One could say that that was merely a coincidence, but that, I don't know, that was kind of weird. I mean, like, what are the chances? I was really depending on the Department of Education to do what they were supposed to do because what happened to my children was not right. It was not right. And to date, I am still waiting. And that was just the first complaint regarding the IEPs. Even with the second complaint regarding my daughter and my son, when the abuse took place and all that stuff with my daughter at the schools, that still hasn't been processed. I haven't even gotten anything other than a statement saying that they received it. But that information was sent almost a year ago. And I have not heard anything from the United States Department of Education. So I was told to reach out to Senator Chris Van Hollen or Congressman Sarbanes regarding any federal agency issues. And I did. I did everything I was told. And if you look in this petition below, you will find their responses. Senator Van Hollen's assistant, I guess, was responding and pretty much said, oh, well, you know, they're not responding. So therefore, I guess you're just going to have to contact them directly. So that was, I think, unacceptable because if they're not responding to you, then what makes you think they're going to respond to me? And then the congressman pretty much just says, oh, well, I wish that I could help you, you know, on this level, but I can't. And it was just like always a song and dance. So pretty much nothing has gotten done. I've gone to the highest level that I can possibly go. Everyone has a story. In all truth, I really didn't want to rehash this story again because it hurts so much every single time I talk about it. I'll be honest, I did not want to share my story because of the intensity, reliving that journey. It was a lot for me. It took me on an emotional roller coaster, behind the scenes, the tears, the heartache from just knowing that my children actually lived through this. But they didn't live through this in vain. This whole situation was not in vain. It happened for a reason. And I believe the reason is for me to share this video so that you will know what really and truly goes on behind the closed doors of Howard County Public School System. It is the #1 school system in the state of Maryland, and Maryland ranks #3 in the nation for education. But ask yourself, after hearing my story, how is it possible that two children in the same home could have this experience and go through this journey without anyone stepping up to the plate on their behalf except me? It was even hard for me to get an advocate, a paid advocate, to do the right thing because everyone was in cahoots with Howard County. Even when I contacted people to ask for help, the first question was, what county is this? When I said Howard County, everyone shuts down. There is something in the milk that's not clean. I don't know what it is, but I do know is the actions of this administration is not only corrupt, but it is unacceptable for any staff to violate a student's disability rights and to violate a parent's parental rights. Reflect on my story. It's real. I have receipts. Everything I say, I have receipts. I would not take a risk and put myself out on the line to provide false information. This was real. My tears were real. My emotions were real. Everything about rehashing this journey was real. I just really wanted my children to have a really good education. And there are days I beat myself up because I feel like maybe if I would have left sooner, things would have been different. Or maybe if I would have done things differently, managed certain situations differently, things would have been different. Maybe if I wouldn't have made them mad, things might have been different. So I do beat myself up. Sometimes I feel like I'm this bad parent who should have made better choices. But then I pick my head up and I realize the best choice that I could ever make for my children is to speak out on their behalf. And I'm not speaking out for just my children because for them, the damage has already been done. I'm speaking out for all of those students who cannot speak out for themselves and for all of those parents who are afraid of being retaliated against. This is for you. Remember, nothing will change unless you initiate the change. These systems will continue to operate corruptly, taking advantage of parents, taking advantage of special education students, especially if you don't speak up. School districts are good for labeling parents as the problem parent. But remember, the squeaky wheel is the one that gets the oil. And I promise you, I am one of the squeakiest wheels that Howard County has ever encountered. But my family, we didn't go through this for no reason. This is to help someone, and this is to make a change. But I could not settle going through all that we went through and not share my story to help someone else. There needs to be more done regarding these students because what's happening at this point in special education is just not right. It's just not right. And I am encouraging parents to really speak out, tell their stories, and just put these school systems on blast because this cannot keep happening. And we are talking about a #1 school system where people flock to. I flock to Howard County to take advantage of this school system. And this is what my children got in return. It's not fair. It's just not fair. So I just want to take the time to thank you all for watching this video. I am hoping that each of you will be courageous enough to stand with me in taking legal action against Howard County Public School System and demanding the resignation of its superintendent, Bill Barnes. And to the parents out there with special education students, you have to stand up for your children. Stand up, tell your stories, put these school systems on blast because this is not fair what's happening to them. And they cannot keep getting away with not being accountable for their actions. There is power in numbers. And if we all stand together, we can make a change. So please start now by signing this petition. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please share it, not just with parents, but with everyone, because our children are the future. And if we don't stand together now, they may not have a future. Thank you again for watching, and stay blessed.